If you haven't taken a moment all day today, now is a good time to take a deep breath and relax and to feel that all is well. If you haven't taken a moment all day today, welcome in, welcome in. Go figure I would do a boo-boo on my first podcast. This is the Intuitive Healing Talk with Charline. Welcome to episode 1. So expect that I'm going to have a few bumps here and there, and don't worry about it. We're going to get through it. The important thing is to focus on the message here. The purpose of this podcast is really to bring a space of healing to different things, different aspects of our life that we sometimes are not consciously aware of. Today's topic, whenever you're seeing this, we're speaking about marriage, relationship. Why did I choose this particular topic? Well, because as you may or may not be aware, marriage has been falling apart. The institution feels almost like it's not sacred anymore. So when I see people that are making it work, making it happen, getting through their hard times, good times, and just sticking it out together with unity and love, I have to highlight it. I have to get them in here to share their story because you know what? It inspires us all. We can learn from each other. Divorce is cold, it's cruel, it's hard, it's painful. And if we can shed light on how to avoid it, even before you get married, that's what this is all about. Giving you tips, giving you advice, giving you encouragement. So you can ask questions, but I'm not able to guarantee that our guests will answer. So let's not get too personal. Let's keep it nice and professional. So welcome again to the first ever podcast on Charline Hill's channel. I invite you to like this, share it out, and just tap in. Like, take a breath right now and bring yourself present. This is our time together where we share, where we communicate, and we just take the time we need to heal. So get relaxed, get your tea, get your wine, no judgment here, whatever is your choice of beverage, and let's get into it. Let us welcome our special guest, Mete I. Come on in, family. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. How we doing? Uh-oh, I'm not hearing you.
Welcome in. Thank you. Kayla Mars in the building here. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
All right. Listen, I must say thank you so much. We didn't have enough time for me to really thank you backstage, but I just want to say thank you. I'm truly honored, and I appreciate that you guys came on. You may or may not know why I really called you on, because I admire what you guys do. From the time I first come into contact with you, getting into your chat, yes, they are YouTubers. You're going to hear all about what they're all about if you're not familiar with them. But you guys have a beautiful energy together. You're in business together. You're in a relationship. You're building a family. And I admire it. I love it. So I'm honored, and I'm so grateful that you came through to share your story with us. So please tell the people who you be. I'm going to give you the spotlight.
Hi, everybody. I'm Demetrius.
And I'm Anwar.
And together we are Mete I. We've been married for
this May. Go ahead.
It's our Kobe year. So if you're familiar with Kobe, we'll be celebrating our wedding anniversary this May. We met in college.
First day of college.
Yes. Back in 1995. If you're familiar with us, then you've heard the story before. But we just appreciate having this platform. Thank you all for being here.
We didn't know this was the first episode.
I know, so that's why
dropping the meat bombs for episode 1 of Charline Hill.
We look like
yeah, I know we've seen you a few times in these YouTube streets. I think we officially met on Big Daddy's Beer Game on the Battle of the Beats. And you asked us, we here, so it's an honor for you. We don't get interviewed a lot, we've done a few, but we don't get interviewed a lot. So when you ask, especially when it comes to like marriage and stuff, like it was a no-brainer for us to do it. So thank you for asking us.
Oh gosh, I was just so happy that you guys accepted because I've been wanting to do it for a while, full disclosure, but I just never got around to it. And I always say nothing like divine timing and alignment. And plus, I didn't want to hear a no, so I had to kind of build my courage up.
I think it's rare. It's very rare that we say no. We probably should,
but no, we did say this year we're not going to be saying no. But like you said, it has to
plan and make sense.
It has to make sense. I mean,
exactly.
We don't want to do a lot of repeat visits, and unless it's something different that you're gonna bring. But like just to keep doing it, just to be doing it. We do want to reach a different type of audience this year. We want to expand a little bit more, but just to be doing the same thing. So this was our first time this year, first interview of the year, and then.
Good. So one-on-one, my first podcast, your first interview. So we're all on the first side here.
So it just makes sense. So we definitely honored to have for you to even ask us because again, we get nervous. Like we super nervous now, so it's not like we are experts.
Are you guys serious? All right, let's do this. Whatever stress, and this is for everyone in the audience as well. Whatever stress you had today, early in the week. Let it go. This is a space of healing.
Release.
Yes. Release it. We're family. We're comfortable. We're relaxed. And we're just talking truth here. I got my feet up on my chair. I got my tea and I'm ready. So let's just get into it. This is not like an interview. We're having a conversation about marriage. And you guys met in college. So I'm thinking, Jesus, y'all didn't waste no time. The first day, y'all just scooped each other up like, yep, nobody else is going to get him. Nobody else is going to get her.
Yeah, pretty much.
Beautiful.
Yeah. The first day of campus, we saw each other. We didn't have like a dating type thing. We were just seeing each other, doing what college people do. But yeah, having fun but from the moment I saw her, like I knew it was something different, something special. Literally, like I know
unique.
People say that all the time, like it was. I wouldn't say like love at first sight, but I was something different because I remember seeing her from like Stillman had this little platform, we call it the Square, and it's where all the Greek fraternities, sororities, emblems, and stone used to be at. And I remember seeing her, and I knew then, like I said, she's gonna be the one. Even though, but at that time, it's probably not even say at that time I had a girlfriend because like I was like this literally the first day on campus, but I knew it was something different.
Hold on.
Her.
I'm sorry, I can't let that just slip like that. No, you had a girlfriend and you saw her, but yet you knew she was the one.
Yeah, and she had a boyfriend too. We high school, so you know we had somebody, but it was just
about like 95.
It was 95, and so I was like 17. So of course, like when I got on campus, I was wasn't looking for someone, but it just you ever seen someone and that I glitch and it was something I ain't knew what it would be.
Just know.
I just knew, and so again, ain't like we were
really like when I say like really friends, like we hung out, whatever we walked to the stores together. It was like little like stuff you would do like your first year of college, like little parties, just different things, kicking it just in our dorms, like
up all night like outside, hanging out on the college dorm, just being freshmen.
Oh my God. That's when the energy is just, you invigorate each other. I love that. That reminds me how I met my husband, or not how, but from the moment he spoke.
You froze. Did we freeze? Are we
Wait
froze?
a minute, something happened to my screen.
Is it us? Okay, I thought it was us. I thought it was
technology. But from the moment he spoke, my soul knew. My soul said, I could marry this man.
See, that's what it was. Like I knew it.
You know. But we were friends. I didn't know he had something for me, and he didn't know I had something for him, but we were friends because he had a girlfriend. I was single. He had a girlfriend, and somehow the universe always brought us together because we were like doing different business meetings that we were supposed to meet with other people. But somehow it always seemed like we were on a date because nobody else would show up, or they will be so late that we had time together. It was just divine order. Oh, you grace are taking me back. But anyway, I'm getting into the point here of friendship. How important do you think friendship is to a successful marriage?
Say that again.
How
important do you think friendship is to a successful marriage? Do you think it's necessary?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, and we talked about this, but like a week ago, it's a YouTube. I don't know. You probably heard of Kayla Marr. We talked to them about this kind of same subject. I think a lot of times people wait for this love thing, and they try to wait for this perfect situation to formulate or to come your way, and you try to wait for this ideal, alignment, whatever, instead of just going for it. So I think at the bare minimum, even this may just my opinion, maybe different from hers and anybody else in the chat, but ideally, at the root of everything should be a friendship. Love will come, you will grow into it, just like a boxer. A boxer don't just come out and be a champion. He spars, he trains, he got to go through all this stuff to get there. Like, love will come, but at the bare root of it, there has to be a solid friendship. Like, one thing about me and me, and people used to say this to us, anybody met us, y'all act like y'all brothers and sisters, which was kind of sick, like a sick joke.
Yeah, okay, so do we look like brother and sister, or why do you say that?
At the bare minimum, you have to be a solid friendship. I mean, of course, spirituality has to be in place, but at the bare minimum, you had to be friends, because there can't be love like that. It's to me, it's certain steps to a great marriage. Not a perfect marriage, but to a great marriage.
I am so glad you said what you just said. Perfect marriage versus great marriage. Because who's perfect?
Nobody. And that's my point. That was my point earlier. Like, people wait. Like, I know someone that's been engaged or been talking for like 10 years. I talked to All About the Jacksons, another YouTube channel, last night about not Shot by Rings, Beanie Man.
Yeah.
Beanie Man. Beanie Man. He got engaged after they got engaged, not married. They got engaged after 23 years. Like, who waits 23 years? And I think a lot of people, they wait for this perfect moment. They wait for the moon to align, the stars to line up. And they wait for this situation. Like, there's no way I could.
What I think? My personal opinion on that, I think if you're waiting that long, you're actually just doing it out of convenience. You feel like now you're obligated, or you owe this person this thing called marriage, but it really shouldn't be like that. No one owes someone else a marriage. Marriage is it's something that, to me, it needs to be mutual. If you don't want to marry me, you don't want to marry me. Some people marry because they get children and all that, different reasons, no judgment. But I'm just saying, when you can have a friendship either before the marriage or during the marriage, preferably before, it makes things so much easier. Like, sometimes my husband may not want to hear what I have to say, but my friend will give me a listening ear, if you know what I'm saying. Because there's certain conversations I don't want to have with my husband, you know what I'm saying? I want to have with my friend. And it makes a big difference to me personally.
Yeah, and that's why divorces be so bitter whenever there's a divorce. There's all this stuff goes on because there was no friendship in the beginning. Because you would never, if she was to leave me right now, for whatever reason, we always gonna have a friendship because we've been together for so long, and that's where it started from. But when you don't start off on friendship, you start off with lust, and you start off with.
Did you clap?
Yes, I clapped for that.
That's why the divorces get so messy, because there was no real solid friendship in the beginning. So it goes back to, like you said, there's no such thing as a perfect marriage. I think you build on from the friendship. You find common grounds and find common goals, and you just build off that until you get to that. But there's great marriages. I know a lot, but I don't think there's no such thing as a perfect marriage.
Yeah, I don't disagree. You may have perfect moments though, but not
absolutely,
perfect. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I definitely agree with that. And I'm glad you touched on that, because I'm not scripted, so I don't like write down questions unless I think there's one question I really don't.
That's how we are. Just go with it.
Flow.
See why we family, man. See why I love y'all. Listen, you talk about goals, right? How do you set up marital goals versus family goals? Do you consider that the same thing or two separate things, or like, okay, marital goal is point one and family goals is point 1 part 8, if you know what I'm saying?
I believe that's two different things, because on one end, you know, the family, this is what we do, this is what we expect, you know, so on and so forth. But then within our marriage, that's a whole different set of goals. It's kind of not the same thing, not to me.
Yeah, you got to treat it. You got to treat it like it's a separate entity within the entity. It's like a umbrella LLC. You got several entities underneath it. Of course, our family is the main goal,
right?
But within that main goal or that main umbrella, we got to make sure that the business of me and her,
that we're okay,
that still runs. Because if we're okay, then everything else is gonna be okay.
Exactly.
So it's definitely that's why you got to have the date nights. You got to have the escapes. Sometimes we get in the car and just drive. We don't know where we going. We just get in the car
all day
and just drive, and we'll just talk. It's like, where you at, man? We just driving. Sometimes we'll be doing our gig jobs, and we'll get off. Like we've done with we do Amazon Flex and other little gig jobs on the side. So when we get done with that, and our ex is coming up, I just keep going. Like where you going now? Like, I don't know. We just go up. We'll drive up 2 or 3 extra exits. We go the long route home, whatever. Just because, whatever. So we just make sure that we are happy. And so I would say, ask that question. We just make sure we're good. And then if we're good, then we'll make sure we do things that include the kids, the girl, the women, the young women,
young ladies.
Make sure my mother is good. We do things together. And if we keep those two things at high priority, then everything else will kind of fall into place.
Absolutely.
Okay. So as far as the goals, right? I just want to stick on that for a little bit more. As far as your goals, right? Let's say you have a separate goal from her. Like, how do you decide which one is going to get on our list? Like, you know, because you may not always agree, as we may know. You don't always agree with everything. So how do you decide, okay, we're going to buy the house versus the car or whatever that goal may be?
We talk about it, and whatever makes sense at that moment. Like we have like long-term goals and we have like short-term goals, and whatever makes sense to get those goals accomplished. Like all my ideas don't hit, and all her ideas don't hit. Sometimes we may take a bit of my ideas and a bit of her ideas, combine them together, and
that's the best. Yeah, fusion.
Yeah, but we don't have, and again.
So in other words, we don't agree on everything. We don't agree on everything, but we try to come together to make it make sense. So as long as we can make it make sense.
Yeah, we don't have a dictatorship type thing. Like I ain't one of them husbands that like, this is my house, what I say goes. And she's not one of them. She's not one of them black women that try to. And again, if your household runs that way, where there's a lead person, male in their relationship that works for them. There's I know a lot of marriages where the wife runs everything. So it's I won't say it's 50-50. We just come together and just make it an agree upon thing. It's like I'm the CEO, but she's definitely the COO. So it's like we don't try to put too much burden on her to try to make things work, and she don't put pressure on me. She don't minimize my efforts, my thoughts for her own personal gain. I don't try to do anything without consulting her, just to make sure that we both in alignment.
I mean, because at the end of the day,
we just come together.
One, you know, so.
That is true. I believe if we each play to our own strength, be it female or male, because, you know, we got stuck in this society of thinking that a man should do this and a woman should do this. But the woman might be better at this particular thing than the man. Like, you know, we cannot allow our gender to define our roles within our marriage. That's just my perspective. Because I believe you could be better at something that I'm not good at. Like, you take the lead on this, baby, and I'll take the lead on that. This is what I'm good at. And just embrace each other for what it is. So
yeah,
how
she's
do you?
definitely a head coach. Like she's definitely the head coach. Like she, like keep the sports. Like she runs the plays for everything. I may be the GM to oversee everything, but everything.
She's the real GM.
She definitely make sure, because I know my strengths and I know she's better at money management. She's better in delegating. She's better at making sure things get accomplished and get handled. See, my thing is like, let me work on the ideas. Let me work on focus on this. And then she can initiate and she'll make everything happen. Like she's the go person. Like she can make everything happen. So definitely you gotta know your partner just to make sure that everything flow.
I love the way you honor your queen, your partner. It is such a beautiful thing to see. You allow her to be who she is and who she's evolving, because you change. And with that, I'm going to ask, how do you grow together? Because I believe this is something that really, really affects people growing together in a marriage. And, divorce, people fall out of love because they fall out of friendship, or because they just have different interests and they're not able to kind of grow together. How do you handle that? Or what do you suggest to folks?
I think you remember why you got into this in the beginning. Like I think people grow and then they remember the foundation where everything stands from, which means the dating stops, the love stops, the affection stops, the communication stops, the laughter stops, the quiet time stop, the space or lack of space stops. Like everything that you did in the beginning to get to this point, just like you hire an employee and they tell you everything they want to tell you at the interview, and then soon they get hired on.
Like it.
And it may continue for the first few months and they get hired on, but once they realize how the system works, they do everything opposite just to do a half job to keep going. And so for us, like one thing about us, by me and her, if you watch our videos, like it's laughter first. Like we laugh all the time. We crack jokes all the time. She was on the phone today talking with someone. I was cracking jokes about like, ooh, you be trying to sound so, oh, why you be talking like that? Like she just be doing the most when she be on the phone. I'm like, man. So we like at the root of everything is the communication, and it's always laughter, communication, affection. Like I love you. I be sitting down on the couch. Love you, me. Love you too. Because she work in the bedroom from home, and I work from home in the living room. So the door be open, like, love you, me. Love you too. So you gotta take it back to how it started, and I think people get about that part. Go ahead, me.
Yeah, no, I agree with
Free
you.
me.
No, I agree completely. Like, and I feel like that came with growth for us, because we weren't always like what you see now is we weren't always this way because we were so young. So we had to grow into where we are now.
Young in Atlanta as well. You got to add, that's a big difference. So we tell everybody, like this year makes 24. The first 10 years was rocky. Yeah. Well, I would say it wasn't bad. It was just, it was rocky because we got married at 19 or 20, 2000. Yeah. So like 22. I don't know. We were young. Like I literally got married. I got married the day before I graduated college. And then from there, life started happening. So we got married in 2000. We was going back and forth from Atlanta to Tampa. From Tampa to Alabama, back and forth. We ended up moving to Atlanta in 2002. And it was a whole new world from us. Like Atlanta is a different monster. And we move here, like this is the prime of Atlanta life. Nightclubs, celebrities, just everything. And I had a friend of mine that told me, if you want to stay married, don't move to Atlanta. I'm like, man, I ain't worried about that.
Really?
You want to stay married, don't move to Atlanta. He had to move. He left Atlanta and moved back to Birmingham. He's like, don't do it. I'm like, hey, that's your relationship. It ain't my relationship. I mean,
that's right. That's right.
Here and it happened, like the parties, the nightlife, wanting to hang out. You know, it's a lot of temptation here in Atlanta. So it was the first 10 years was just because I have a twin brother and he was out hanging. My other brother Sabir is out hanging. I want to hang out too. I want to go to the parties. I want to go to the after clown after clubs and whatever. But
I knew what you meant.
I didn't understand that, like, why I gotta be home, why I can't even do this. So for the first 10 years was kind of rocky. We found our way back for the next like 7 years, but the last 6-7 years, it's been.
You figured out the formula.
Yeah, and so it's not. It wasn't hard. It for sure wasn't easy, but like we had to grow into this, and I think God did that for a reason for us to get to this point.
Yeah,
where like there's no arguments, there's no discussions, there's no disrespect, there's no anything. Like early on, you learn
to get that out your system.
We had the day till we had one particular day. We had a friend that was at our house and they were just staring at us.
Yeah, shout out to Jolie. We was going back and forth, arguing about stupid stuff. And me and her going back and forth. And we looking back at our friend Jolie, she just be over there like, and this one particular time, she looking at us like, why y'all doing that? And we argued like this, like,
and I promise.
And we looked at her and she's looking like, y'all look stupid.
And that was the last day that we actually, and we have not been the same since then. Like that's a true story. Yeah, that
needed to happen.
Yeah,
get it out your system. Sometimes a good fight or a good storm will wash away everything, and you start anew. So you needed that. So, like you established earlier, right? You don't always agree, but now you don't argue. Could you please share with us that formula for disagreeing, but not arguing about disagreeing? I'm going to give you a close up on this one because this is special.
Yeah, you got to have respect. And again, at that point,
and know how to have the conversation.
Yeah, like again, it goes back to we don't keep secrets, we don't hide anything. We she's an Aquarius and I'm a Gemini. That means anything. So we both
2 air signs. Wow.
Yeah, we both are strongly opinionated. We don't hold anything back. And when we got started initially, I wanted to have the last word, and because she's such a strong woman. She want to have the last word, and just sometimes the last word isn't the best word, and so we stand on business, and it just did. And now, once we realize that you don't have to stand on business, just stand on truth and stand on honesty and truth. Yeah, and so we listen to each other now. So when we argue now, it's not even an argument; it's a disagreement. And then what we learn to do now is space. I go in the living room, leave her alone. We'll return and table this conversation
that space be short
later.
Too, child.
Yeah, because we can't stay away from each other. So we don't like we mutually agree on something. Like we don't argue anymore. Like once, like we used to argue about things that we had no control of. Bills not gonna get paid. A light about to get shut off. The lights got shut off. Something got repossessed. Something got this. Something this happened. And when you're in the moment, you cussing and yelling and arguing, is it gonna turn that lights back on? You cussing, arguing, whatever is not gonna have that car be brought back. You arguing something that's not gonna have you get that job that you got fired from. And so once you realize that what's spilled is spilled, you can't just wipe it up, put it back into the milk carton. Once it's out, it's out. How are we going to fix this? And so that's what me and Mete been good at lately as problem solving. Life has always for us been about solving problems. That's what we do. We solve problems every single day. Everybody across the world solve problems. Whatever that problem is, we solve them. We'll figure out a way. And so now we don't argue about it. Something needs to get paid. We sit down and figure out how we're going to pay it, how we're going to handle this, what's the best way to do this. And so there's nothing to get mad about anymore. And we haven't had a serious, God's my witness, we haven't had a serious argument where there's temperatures rising and there's flares and storms and door slammings and police involved.
All that, huh? Wow.
And about 10 to 12 years,
when
maybe.
You think about it, that stress is
it's unnecessary.
It's unnecessary. Like it's not good for your health. Like why carry it if there's no need to have it?
And have a conversation about it. There's nothing that you can do to bring back whatever that was done, whatever happened, whatever that you dissatisfied with, whatever's happened. There's nothing you can do. Either we're gonna move forward or figure out a way to fix it. Like if I need to work more hours to bring in more money, I need to do that. If I need to find a second job to do that, to bring that in. If I need to leave the job to find something less stressful, we need to figure that
we
out.
Focus on the solution, not the problem.
Yeah.
I think that is so powerful. I mean, God, you guys are a quintessential of the perfect story of marriage. Please write your book. But with that said, we're going to take a commercial break and come on back.
Welcome to the merch store. I am not a singer. Thank you for shopping the merch store. All my merch are designed to empower and encourage us with the fact that we can heal ourselves. We are in charge of our wellness. So take courage and be in charge. For customizable merch, you can reach out to me. The customizable merch are great for family events like family reunions, and it's also great for corporate events. So if you have a business and you have a corporate event, reach out, I can help. Infinite wellness to you. African people, also known as Black people, have a different nutrition requirement. Olayinka vitamins are created specially for the Black body. Be sure to check the link and shop your Olayinka vitamins today. Vitamins are suitable for the entire family.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I was looking at it.
All right, and we are back. That was our first commercial break on the first podcast, Intuitive Healing with Charline. On this podcast, we're going to have conversations that we don't necessarily always talk about. Things that affect our health, our wellness, our well-being. And relationship is definitely something that affects our wellness. And they just said it. I didn't say it. They said it. All these arguments and unchecked emotions, they get stuck in your body. They didn't say that, but they said it becomes unhealthy. And it is so true. You walk around with all these energies and it takes a toll on your body. You become mentally and physically unhealthy. So part of the purpose of this podcast is to help us to recognize the things that are affecting our daily lives. Relationship with self, loved ones, and the things that we do. We're going to get into all different types of stuff. So I'm so excited about this. So with that said, did my guests prepare with their blindfolds or no?
Oh, we did.
I don't have a blindfold. Well, we got these old COVID masks.
Right.
Listen,
I
was thinking, right? If they got blindfolds, there's some freaks in the bedroom. I'm like, let me see if they got the blindfolds. All right. So for my audience,
put on now?
Yeah, go ahead and put them on. For my audience in the chat, what we're gonna do like a little quick game with them, right? Uh-oh. And welcoming everyone that's in the chat. I see you. Thank you all for coming. Thanks for liking and for sharing. You are so appreciated. You're part of history. You're part of the first podcast. Yeah. So what we're gonna have our special guest do, I'm gonna ask quick questions, and then they're going to either point at themselves or they're going to point at the other person when I ask questions. Are you guys ready? And
yeah.
Participating. You guys rock. Okay. Who's the first to say I'm sorry? Did they get that right, audience? Was that right? This is so cute. All right. So for my audience, I'm sorry. You guys could say LOL. You could put a heart or you could put a smiley emoji. Only positive energy up in here. Okay. Now, next question. Who was the first to say I love you? Okay. Who was the first to break up the first time? This is providing you guys broke up before, because I know some relationships you break up, make up, break up, make up. Did you ever had that? If not, we can pass.
Pass. Never. We never broke up.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. I got to give a clap for that. And I promise this one is not going to take long because I'm going to get back into stuff. But I figured let me just do a nice little breakup here because you guys are awesome. Now, who's the romantic one? Oh my God, you guys got that wrong again too.
Me.
It ain't you.
Me. Come on, me. Be honest to Miss Hill.
I'll be
okay.
Who's the more sensitive one? Ah, you guys got that right. Who is the one to be more tapped into the other? Who knows first when something is wrong with the other one? Uh-oh. You guys got that wrong.
Well, maybe that means we're both, it's like the same. Maybe we could feed off each other. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Now, last question. Who knows how to turn up the heat in the bedroom? You keep your hand where it is, and you can take your mask off and look at each other and see who answered right.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Oh, that was awesome. Thanks for participating, guys. That was fun for me. I am so sorry. If you felt uncomfortable, forgive me.
No.
But I enjoyed that.
That was cool.
All right. So let's get back to this business of marriage. What are some advice you can give to people that are thinking about getting married? First off, and an advice with someone that's going through a tough marriage right now. So that's two different advice.
Okay, so the person
you can take one, and then I can take one.
If someone wants to, what tips you give someone who wants to get married, and what tip would you give someone who's going through problems in their marriage?
Okay. So for someone that wants to get married, learn each other first, become their friend first, pray about it. Even we didn't do it, but I would say I think this would be helpful for someone, thinking about marriage. Do counseling. Counseling. So I think that will probably help, like some relationships that you kind of you just need to sit down, and you need someone to bring someone in.
And even if it's not a licensed professional,
it's just
have someone. And one thing we learned, you can't talk to everybody about your personal business. We have very few people that we trust that we can talk to about like personal things that may go on, but you just can't be broadcasting because everybody's energy ain't the same,
and
everyone may have different motives of why they answer could be the way it is. But no, if you don't go to a spiritual person, if you don't go to a professional person, at least have somebody that you can reach out to, because sometimes we keep all these stuff in and it's impossible to keep it in if you want it to grow. Like you gotta release a teapot, gotta at least release the steam. Some point you gotta release it, so you gotta have somebody you can vent to. In our case, we never done counseling because once we realized that the problem that we have is self-inflicting, is within, we just worked on that. And so we talk amongst each other. I think sometimes people talk to other people because they don't know how to communicate with each other. So I would definitely say if you want to get married, don't wait for the ideal moment. Don't wait for the ideal time. I understand money plays a part, but money shouldn't be the major factor. Though, if you love someone, we can grow. Me and me, nowhere near where we want to be in our marriage, and this year makes 24 years. But we know where we're going. We know what's ahead of us, and we know we're on the path that God got us on to get to where we need to be. And so I think a lot of people want to get married once they get to that step C and step D and step E, and not appreciate step A, the B, the C, the D, and everything else to go along with it. So tips to get married: stay communicated, stay laughing, stay funny, stay
date every day, try new things,
have sex. Do everything you did to get that person, keep it going. Now, advice: if someone go through it,
I would say just make sure that it's really worth the separation.
Yeah.
Like that's when you just have to evaluate which was the positive versus the negative, the ups versus the downs. Is it really like worth letting it all go for whatever's taking place within the relationship?
Yeah, whatever that's wrong. I'm not saying every issue can be fixed. That's just not realistic. But like I had someone a few years ago that wanted me to give them advice allegedly, not allegedly, this person's wife had an affair. His wife cheated, whatever. He found out about it. And I was a trainer, not like a physical trainer, but like in the corporate setting. And he was one of my trainees, and he was going through it in training class. So I pulled him back and had a little conversation with him. And he told me what happened. He was crying. And he was like, man, what should I do? I'm like, man, first of all, I would never tell anybody to leave their wife, like, especially in the Black community. Like, I think that's the easy way out, just to find something. And so I told him that even though what she did was absolutely wrong, look at the pros and the cons. And that's one thing I tell a lot of people. Outside of that, and some people that's unforgivable, but we're not perfect under God. God forgives, so we can forgive as well. So, but if everything else is bad and she did that, then that's one thing. But look at the pros and the cons. If the good outweighs the bad, and the scale is like a Libra scale, then talk to her about the reason why that action took place. Because a lot of times, there may be a different conversation for another different episode, but a lot of times there's a reason why something happened. And if you fix that reason,
No, I said that's true. I'm agreeing with you. It makes sense. Yeah.
If you fix that reason as to why, then it could be worked out. And so any problem that you may have, the second part of your question, if there's a problem, get to the root of what that problem is. And you got to put your egos aside. Put your egos aside. If it's you that's the problem, and you're not willing to work on yourself, then it's not going to work. If she's the problem, she's not willing to address those, then it's not going to be a problem. You had to come to a common ground and say, you know what? I did this. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have said this. I apologize, but no, it won't happen again. Circumstance won't again. I won't put myself in this type of predicament for this type of thing to take place. So again, it goes back to communication.
And start bringing people into your relationship. You can resolve your issues or anything that you're going through much easier if it's between you two. When you start bringing people into it, that's when somebody in this ear, somebody in that, each other's ear, and then they may be against the other person. So sometimes it's just easier to work things out between two.
Yeah, I agree. Or you get a mutual person, like a counselor, like you would say. Or some people may not have the dough to pay a counselor, but get someone that's mutual. Don't get a family member or a friend, because guess what? They're going to take sides, especially if someone is already whispering in there, oh, he did this and he did that. They're already building a negative concept or perception of that person. And
you're only hearing one side.
So why that counsel that you seek should be someone of equal or greater value than you. Because people, at least in our case back in the day, the person that she used to run and talk to was single. And single people don't give good advice. That's why we don't have that's why we don't have a lot
they don't give good advice to married folks.
Right. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
People on the same caliber.
Right. That would say equal or greater value. Someone like in our case, when we was younger, we talked to people that was married longer, that been married for at least our greater. Like in our case, we don't never talk to someone that's single about our marriage issue. There's nothing they can tell us.
You can't go to a lawyer to extract a tooth, right?
Right. So that's been the biggest problem, keeping people out your business. And when we talk to people, they're normally married or I'm saying we don't talk to people that's only single, but as far as the issue we go on, there's nothing a single person can tell me about how to make my marriage better. And we 24 years in, and you what's name. So make sure that person that you talk to is equal or greater value in what your relationship is, because they can give you value versus someone who can't give you value. And they're gonna give you something because they've been bitter, they've been dumped, they've been cheated on, they've been played, and so girl, you ain't gotta put up with that because
that's true. That's true. And to that point, I do agree that some people just need to get divorced. It just is what it is. I hate to be blunt about it, but that's just a fact. Some people just should you shouldn't get married in the first place. Yeah. If it's necessary, then it's necessary. But if you could avoid it, if there's still some love there, especially if there's children involved, Do what you can to save that relationship, improve it. And yeah, like you guys said, and I totally agree, we all have to work on ourselves. If that person's not willing to work on himself, then I don't know, one hand doesn't clap, right? It takes two hands to clap. So you both have to decide you want this to work, and you really got to put in the energy and the effort to make it happen. So if you have a family, you want to keep your family together, you got to get with it. There's too much pain out there with this thing called divorce. Not saying it's not necessary sometimes, because some marriages, it's just a mess. Not saying that if it's a mess, it can't be worked out, but you have to know what you're dealing with. I'm not giving advice on this. Not telling anybody to get divorced. I'm not for it, but
there got to be peace somewhere. Like if once you communicate, again, I think the problem now with this new era and time that we living in, they just, the first argument, they could quit to go. Like they don't try to fix it, they don't try to resolve it, they don't try to work on it.
There's no making that happen. It's like our parents long ago, they were committed.
Yeah, they stick around no matter what
happened. A lot of things to each other, but they were committed. Some of us may look at them like she was stupid for staying, or maybe poverty made her stay, or maybe she didn't know better. But there was a commitment there. What happened to that?
Yeah, there's no loyalty. There's no loyalty. There's no respect in the word marriage no more. People don't fear marriage. Like they feel like there's no consequence to having a bad marriage. Like me and me don't do anything that, like, I would never do anything that would negatively affect her or to embarrass her. And likewise, when people see me, they see her. When they see her, they see me. Whether we together, whether we apart, whatever. So because I fear if I do something stupid, it's going to negatively affect her or it's going to affect the family. Now
so you hold yourself to a higher standard to honor her. Because
if I don't, then that's going to, like, I know that could cause problems. And again, nowadays people don't fear anything. The loyalty is gone. The respect is gone. The morality is gone. And so they feel like there's nothing to lose, because if I ain't happy, I'm just going to bounce and divorce and do whatever. Like, people don't care. Like, people fear marriage or they don't respect marriage. They don't respect marriage no more, whatever. They don't care what could happen.
It's like no longer a sacred institution of love and unity and building financially. Marriage is also, I see it as a financial institution to build wealth, generational wealth, if I may. And if we can't stay together, how are we going to keep the wealth compiled? You're rolling all over the place. I believe there's a saying, rolling stones gathers no mess. We have to come together. We have to figure it out. I wouldn't like to see my children grow up and getting divorced. And it's too much nonsense.
Yeah.
Too much nonsense. And, you guys brought up a good point about not letting other people get involved, because energy is real. And if you have a problem with someone, your husband, your wife, speak with them. Don't speak to them. Speak with them. And you spoke earlier about listening. You both said you listen to each other. And I think that is paramount. However, listening doesn't always come easy. It's a skill, because sometimes you're speaking to me, but I'm already thinking in my mind what I'm going to reply with instead of really listening. How do you really just listen instead of just thinking about, what I'm going to respond with, or like, I got the right answer for him? I know you're not like that anymore, but you know what I'm saying, right?
No,
I'll be like, listen.
I'll be like, hold on, tell me what you're saying. Let me think about it.
Let
me think about it, and I'll come back to you. Let me play this out in my head. I have to play it out in my head.
So it's not the listening.
He's like that.
So it's not the listening that's the problem. It's the comprehension. That's the problem. Is people listen, they just don't want to comprehend it. Like she just said, like I say something, and sometimes she'll be like, let me get back with you on that. She's gonna think
you
about.
Sound like my husband. He does that. He's like, I'm thinking about, because sometimes I'm looking for an answer like right away.
Right.
And he would go, I'll get back to you. Let me think about it. I got to process.
Yes, I need to play it out. I need to make it all come together. Like, it needs to all make sense, what you're saying. Like, I cannot say yes in an instant like that if it's something like we really need to think about.
You're very analytical, and I'm just assuming here because I'm getting my husband vibe from you, because I'm more like the conceptual, creative one, and he's more like, let's do the math. Let's see what's possible. You sound like that. Yep. I pegged it right. So we switched up roles in the female.
Yeah.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. You're like the female version of my husband. And I appreciate that because where I'm weak, he's strong. Or where I'm strong, we help each other balance. And I just really appreciate that. I laughed to myself the other day, right? They talk about, attracting the perfect mate for yourself and all that. And you attract what you are, tapping into the law of attraction. And I laughed to myself because I'm not much of a chef. And neither is my husband. And I used to say to myself, why didn't I put in right into the universe that my husband should know how to cook? And then it hit me just recently, girl, but you don't even know how to cook. You attract that which you are. What are you talking about?
Oh, really? You don't know how to cook?
You want what you don't even have? Like, seriously? But in other ways, we just compliment each other. And I think it's just such a beautiful thing. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I really don't want to close this off. I want to keep going because there's so much I want to ask.
Keep going for a little bit more.
Oh, because you told me you had 1 hour.
No, we just saying that because most interviews.
Yeah, you're fine.
You're fine. We like this.
Charlene tried to make sure it was okay, and it wasn't even 30. It hasn't even been an hour.
Damn.
I respect people's time, because I respect my time. So if you said 1 hour, I'm like, shoot, okay, I'll try to cut it off within that hour. If you guys in the chat have any questions, go ahead and put it with some hearts so I can see it. Only 2 hearts because I think my Nightbot just kicked people out and stuff. If it's more than 2 emojis.
Social Entrepreneur said they're enjoying. Thank you. Welcome in, everybody.
Yes.
I want to see my brother.
Let's welcome the friends in the chat. I'm so sorry. All the beautiful people in the chat. I'm so sorry. I see you, but I'm not good at doing this thing where you see the chat and then you. So if you guys see them, you can shout out.
I see all about the Jacksons in here. We got Angel, Light Over Darkness in here. The Stock Explorer. My brother Sabir is in the building. The Griffins, your favorite couple. Boss. Beauty Balls by Jamie. Everybody, Auntie, Mama's Kitchen's in here. Makeup, Mama and Son. Who said that?
The Griffins.
Oh, I know y'all got the real blindfold.
Who said that? I was like, if they got blindfolds, they are freaks, and I love it. Because you know what? But that's it. Let's get into some sexual talk because sex is so important to marriage, and people, a lot of us, yours truly included, so reserved, not anymore, but because of the way I was brought up, you almost feel ashamed of sex, like it's maybe not right, or you're doing the nasty or something that's unholy. And it puts a block on your ability to truly just enjoy pleasure in each other. How important do you think sex is to a good marriage? And how often do you think partners should try to make it happen?
It's very important. You definitely you need that pleasure in your life. Okay. So y'all make sure y'all having sex out there. Okay. So
yes, have lots of it.
But yeah, I mean, as long as you can. I mean, certain people may medically or physically something happen and they can't do whatever. So
there are other ways.
There's other ways you can do it. But again, for those that can, that's able, willing, and able, sometimes you gotta get over yourself and understand that this person have needs, whether it be her, she had needs, or I got needs, or whatever. Sometimes you got to put everything aside and just say, no matter how tired I am,
you always know when it's time. You always, we always know when, like, look. Let me
yeah, you're in sync. Yeah, like, because I was just gonna ask, like, how do you, like, tap into each other? Like, what do you do? Do you just come on straight and say, "Hey, man, let's go," or do you just do bashful stuff?
It's
so we only go a certain way. We have to cuddle a certain way. That's first, and then like sometimes we really are just like, drained, like we really are tired. But when we know
she works from home, I work. I hope my manager ain't never gonna see this. But my manager come in, but sometimes is my mama in here?
What you've been doing? You got babies.
Sometimes she does. Sometimes I just go in the room and it just she already know if I lock that door.
Come on.
It's on.
if I go on my lunch break or a 15-minute break, if I just got a few seconds away from the phone, if I close that door, like, you already know what time it is. So, but you got to make room and make time for that. So, I mean, not to get all extra graphic stuff, but sometimes you just got to make time No matter how tired you are, no matter, sometimes if it's been 2 or 3, 4, 5 days, like don't let a week go by. I know people that say multiple times a day. We don't have time for that. Like I don't. Like we just
that was
too
stuff
busy.
in my early 20s.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
So, but yeah, definitely.
Whenever we do, it lasts for a few days.
Yeah,
because it's that good. What are some fun sex things you can do to spice up? Let's say some people are having that kind of issue with their marriage and they just kind of want to bring some chemistry to the bedroom. What do you suggest? Role play, toys, anything like that?
Yeah, we don't really do toys and all that type of stuff, but man, for us it goes back to again for us because we enjoy each other.
Yeah.
And so we don't really need much to do whatever. But when if we plan it out, then like you can the clothes and lingerie and stuff like that. But for me, like I'm old school. If I put on some Johnny Gill, like it's some good music. If I put on some Johnny Gill, if I put on some Jodeci, if I put on some some especially now recently we've been heavy on our Ron Osley and the Osley Brothers. If I put on that, like that's the extra thing that you gotta do. But whatever it is, again, everyone's different. Some ladies are a big lingerie persons, and she's not really. She'll do it like her birthdays and special occasions like that, but just on a regular day. Because one, we got a full house here, so but if we
already be tiptoeing in here,
yeah.
Oh my gosh!
But when you go away,
to my husband, when you're young, you're hiding from parents and stuff, and now you're hiding from the kids. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
We're not hiding, but trying to play it safe to make sure you're not.
Yeah, that's why we love like our little getaways and stuff like that. Like we've been doing like a lot of solo trips and stuff because that is like really our time to just really just kind of like enjoy each other more than we do like on a normal basis, where we're home. So
but it has to be on the forefront that not any opportunity, but when it's been a few days or whatever the situation be, when the time is right, like it instantly got to know. Like me and her, it doesn't take much. Like if like the other day, my youngest daughter went to work. My oldest daughter had my mother out to the store. Like they got a grandmama daughter thing where they just do Betty, Thelma and Louise stuff, and they go out and just go shopping and buy grocery shopping and go buy her little things. So the whole house was empty, and literally just like I knew and she knew. So we're like, wait a minute.
Opportunity.
I don't hear nothing.
It was like,
I have nothing.
Like, so you just knew. Like, so again, it's not like it's every single day, but you know when that time is right and everybody's gone and just like you just got to happen. So it got to be
opportunity. And I'm glad you guys
keep that.
Somebody said Kim. I don't think I'm at Kim yet, but
we 46 and 47. But
I would love to go to a Kim concert.
Yeah, she just said that. She just said that last night. We ain't there. We got 5 more years.
I can't say, oh girl, like I can't sing it like.
Hey girl, I ain't there. Yeah, I'm still stuck in my. I'm still in my Johnny Gill, Keith Sweat, Jodeci, 112 Jagged Edge era, Tevin Campbell maybe,
we're trying to ease
Christopher Williams and stuff like that. Like, we ain't Kim.
Like y'all don't like Kim?
No, I like Kim, but I'm saying I don't like to listen to Kim. He be doing fine till he open his mouth and start talking like, shut up. Like
but his voice look
I was good till, hey girl. I'm like, what? Like, you just killed the move, man.
Too much. So I'm guessing you don't like talking during the activity. Some people like to talk. I'm like,
if I'm talking, I don't want to hear. If you're sitting in the room, I don't want to hear Kim talking. Like, you listen to a Boys II Men song, then Mike, hey girl. I'm like, I don't hear no man voice when it's like, just get to the song, whatever. Like, I don't want to hear all that extra talking. But I like Kim.
I just thought Kim, that was funny.
And just to close out this segment on, sexual relation with your partner, sex is really paramount. It's good for your health, your overall well-being. It gives you some activity. Like if you don't get to exercise regularly, sex is a good way to get exercise in. It's good for your brains, your hormones. It keeps you balanced. Think about it. After you have sex, you're good for a few days or so, depending on your appetite. You're just feeling good. Nothing is going to piss you off easily like that. You're calm. Think about it. If you're not doing it a lot or it's been a while, you're kind of like tense. Yeah. As soon as somebody does something, you're ready to snap. It helps you to relax. So
it recharges you. It's like people would charge their iPhone up more than they recharge their body up. Like a good episode of sex, like you said, you feel better. You feel rejuvenated. You know what I'm saying? It quenches your thirst. So again, people think that because their life is so busy, they work 20 hours a day.
You gotta make time for your.
You gotta make time, even if it's planned out. And sometimes I think that's more extreme. But if that's what you gotta do, if you got planned, okay, on Fridays at 8:00 we're gonna do this, and on Tuesdays at 9:00 we're gonna do this. If you gotta map it out and fit it into your schedule, and the worst case, at least do that. But like, I think that's something you just gotta make time to do.
Yeah. And for my family that are having tired sex, I know about that. I understand it. This is why what they were saying is important. When you go away, go on your little getaways, that's a good time to not have tired sex. Because sometimes you get tired of having tired sex. I mean, come on. Yeah. But you just do it to keep going.
And you can try new stuff. You can try new stuff out too.
Like all on the back, you
can bring out all the fun and freaky stuff that she been. Angel said, make you cook something.
I'm not a fan of toys anymore. I used to be like in my younger days. Now I really don't see it necessary. I believe your hands and just
you should know how to
tune into your own feelings. Yeah, because they desensitize you. I'm not a fan, but to each his own. To each his own, of course. You choose your tools that work best for you.
As you get older, you know exactly how to make it work.
What does he do that can turn you on, sis?
It's something about the way he he is very passionate, and I like that part about him, and that's easy for me. Just give me some passionate feeling, touching, and all that, and I'm like,
got it in the neck area. Oh yeah, For me, it's just like if my husband is doing stuff, because he's more of like an office person versus like a handyman type. So when I see him doing stuff around the house, oh my God, that's such a turn on to me. I don't know why. It's just like, I don't know, maybe I think of that as being manly or something. I just love that when I see him, like even sweeping.
And just
sweeping or vacuuming.
Yeah, just planning time for us, like, so
building stuff. Yeah, I love that. And what about you, my brother? What does she do that makes you go?
I mean, to keep it.
You know what?
weird enough. So we have a trip that we got planned for her birthday. We haven't told anybody where we're going, but this is the second year that we're doing something for her birthday. So we got a trip, and it's literally 2 weeks from today, because her birthday is 2 weeks from today. So we planned that trip, but we haven't bought anything yet for the trip. And so like this morning, I woke up and she was on her phone. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I rolled over, and the email came through from American Airlines. I'm like, so for me, and so it rolled over, and then things like that started to happen. And you just have happy sex, because like for me, like what thing that turned me on is paying a bill. Like when I get an email alert, that see the rent's been paid, the light bill's been paid. I'm saying like, I don't know, I don't know why.
It's a good feeling, because
to see a zero balance, knowing that you may be broke, but everything is paid. To me, it's like it is.
No, that's okay.
Like that to me, that's just like having a turn on to me is seeing her pay the bills. But for her, it's
that's different. I've never heard that one. All right now.
I promise you, I don't know what it is, but we was talking about something.
She's the boss.
And I said something, and she's like, "Baby, I already paid that." I'm like, "Ooh, you trying to get okay? I know what you want tonight." So I don't know why.
You think I'll be spending?
I'm like, hey, so, and now she pay all the bills on time. So I was like, okay, now I know what to do to make her happy. So yeah, keep paying the bills. That's what you want. But yeah,
so crazy.
But yeah, she's normally good at she's with it. Like whenever, no matter if she had COVID and it doesn't matter. Like she understands when it's time.
Girl.
When it's time.
Oh, so weird. Oh,
I couldn't tell. But
you didn't even care if you get COVID. Just
we had it at the same time.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, he's like, I don't care. We're gonna do this.
You don't care.
No, we had it at the same
you can
time.
have mumps, chicken pox, a runny nose. It don't matter. Like whenever it happens, like we don't let anything stop it. But like I said, it may not be every day, but when it happens, we make the best of it.
Yeah, every day I'm like, nah, that's just not me. But hey, if that's you, then hey. A bunch of I see you had a question. Okay, so welcome in, says this is her sister from the other side. She's in Africa, so welcome in. She says it's for something there. So we're just talking about marriage and some of the things we can do to have a successful, happy marriage. So that's pretty much it. We were just talking about the sexual part of marriage. All right. She was just a little confused and kind of wanted to get on board. So
she probably came in like, what were y'all talking about?
Right. Like what did I
So you guys have older children now. How was it? Like the challenge when you were, when you had younger children, how did it affect your sex life and time together and bringing that relationship? That might have been some of the rocky times, right? When you're not really finding time for each other. How did you make that work?
That's kind of like why we are the way we are now. Like that's why we enjoying life. Like I really feel like we're living life to the fullest, almost.
Yeah, they 26 and 20. She's 26. And the youngest 22. But yeah, when it was younger, again,
we couldn't do as much as we wanted to do. We couldn't travel as much as we wanted to do. It wasn't until they started getting older that we were able to, life start to balance a little bit easier.
Back then, you definitely had to wait till everyone's sound asleep and the TV is on, and you got to turn up the volume, this, whatever. So it was difficult then. But yeah, I mean, now
it's challenging. So, what advice would you give to people like me who have younger children? Like, what would you say to us to make things kind of work? Like, what would you do differently knowing what you know now?
As talking about in relationship or talking about sex wise?
Everything to balance out the relationship, find time with each other. Sex, of course, is important, but like, how do you really tap in? Because a lot of times when the children are young, I'm not saying that's my situation. People argue because they're not really knowing each other anymore. They stop understanding each other.
Again, it goes back to understanding why you got into this and understand that knowing, like, say Keeping Up with the Griffins, they got smaller kids. Like, even though dealing with a young baby and like say twins in their case, teens. Whatever, young teens, whatever, you still got to understand that no matter what, he has needs, she have needs. And so at that point, it's all about becoming master planners. And so you may have to plan the grandparents' getaways. You may have to plan for somebody to come over that you trust to watch the kids for a little bit while even if it's just an hour getaway. Like you got to be real strategic about the planning part. Like for us, we had brothers. I had a twin brother, my other brother Sabir, who was in the chat. We had friends that come over. This is before I moved my mother in to stay with us. So we have friends watch the kids for a little bit while we go out and about or get a hotel room, and we have like staycations. So again, you may have to be creative with the staycations, do something around town, have someone come over and watch the kids for like 2 hours so y'all can go on a date, go to the movie, or just, hey, we got time for a movie. Let's go straight to get a room and do whatever you got to do. Or have someone take the kids away so you had the house.
I hear you. Yeah, so, I hear you.
Yeah, so your planning skills gonna have to be up. And again, it comes through that being strategic. Like you gotta want it. Just like the other day we said everyone's gonna go out the house. I ain't had to ask her. Like as soon as I feel like we just realized it's quiet. Sure. And so you gotta know. So sometimes you gotta be strategic. Like, you know what, baby, I've been working 15 hours Saturday. Talk to your sister. That's again, if you don't have a family around, that makes it that much harder.
Yes.
That is true.
But you got to be strategic with your planning, or master when they go to sleep. Sometimes you may have to. tiptoe and whatever, do what you gotta do, whatever. One of our favorite songs, Kendrick, Family Soul, Far Away. The one the guy said, tired of broken street glass, not getting no ass unless the baby sleep. Even then, it seems like I'm trying to scream. Sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes you gotta be real quiet. It's like it may take longer, but you like whatever. But you gotta make sure.
You gotta make time.
But you gotta make time. Whatever you gotta do, you just gotta.
Y'all got me cracking up. But you are speaking the truth. Let me tell you. Because when you don't find time, because sometimes I find myself missing my husband and my friend, and I would go, oh my gosh, I miss you. Like I feel this need to connect with you and speak, like even if we're just laying in bed. And that's why sometimes I like when we go for like drive to visit my mom or something, I feel like I can really get to speak with him because we're always so busy, like with business or work or the children and doing so much. And that special time together is really important. So honey, we're going to be scheduling more time to speak. Except for some reason, when I say, oh, we need to talk, he's probably thinking like, I don't like the sound of that, but I'm like, no, I just miss you. So what's a better way of saying we need to talk? Because that somehow scares him.
Yeah, that scares a lot of little men. We need to talk. Like, you started going back and thinking about, what did I say? What did I do?
Let's do something. Or just plan it. Just say I have something planned for us. Something like that.
I like that.
Yeah, just say I have something planned. Be dressed by a certain time. Give him a date. Give him a time. Give him a just do something.
And delegate responsibility. Yeah. One weekend you take over and plan something out. Next weekend, say, baby, again, it goes back to communication. I let you handle this weekend. Like we got. For example, we have a date.
We have a date Saturday.
We got a date Saturday. Yeah. We're doing a collab with Kayla, YouTube couple Kayla and they doing something and we're doing something. And our something that we're doing is this Saturday. And I'm letting her plan everything. Yeah. It has to be at a Black-owned restaurant. It has to be like certain criteria that we got to do with it. But I let her plan this whole vlog collab that we're doing together. She's playing that one, and now I'm gonna plan something on my end for us to do. So like sometimes you gotta take turns, whatever. He may not want to do it. He may not be the type of person that, man, I don't do all that stuff. Let you do all that. But again,
just plan it. Do something different. They will definitely.
Yeah.
That's come with the communication part. Like, baby, this would mean a lot to me if you do this. Blah blah blah. Again, sometimes you gotta get over yourself and know it and become a team player. But
that's true.
You gotta do it.
Yeah, I find fun is important, like I'm a fun-spirited person, but if I'm being honest, I feel like since 2020, my fun meter has gone down so low.
Oh,
so I desire, I need fun, more fun in my life right now because I just love having a good time. I'm a Leo, so I just need, so I'm just really grateful for all these creative tips that you guys are giving. I appreciate it. I see what? Strawberry's the code word. What's that about?
I guess whenever she says strawberry, that means it's time, I guess.
You. Oh.
I never even thought about code words. Oh my God. I like that tip.
Yeah, that's good. We may have to come up with our own code word So that would, if I say
strawberries, that, baby. Angel, I'm writing that down too. Code words.
And that's the beauty about being married. And we talk about this a lot too. Sometimes, like, don't let someone define how your marriage should be. Like, everybody's marriage is different.
Say that again, my brother. Say that again.
If you have a code word and a strawberry that only y'all know, then make that work. If y'all like to swing and y'all like to whatever, then do that for you. If you like watching porn,
when you say swing, what do you mean?
Like, swing, the poly life.
People like
the other people, bring other people to your relationships, whatever.
Oh, like couple and couples.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm saying if that works for you, then like my point is, don't let anybody define how your marriage should work. Because what you and your husband do is between y'all. What goes on in y'all room is for y'all. What works for us may not work for you. What works for you may not be on me. But I think a lot of times people think that they have this idea of what marriage, this box what marriage should be about, and then that's why they get bored because you don't want to have fun. Sometimes you got to want to have sex on the elevator or on the top of a rooftop somewhere, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying something exciting, something extra to bring out something spark here and there. Sometimes you got to want to just plan a trip somewhere you don't know where you never been, just go. Like,
new experiences, yes.
New experiences and just do something just different outside the box. So again, so that code word, if that were in it, and that's something fun, like have fun with that code word. Like y'all could be, again, it's not just sex, whatever. Right, I'm just saying, but you're gonna be in a mall, you say strawberry, that means start kissing and do whatever, or find a spot in the mall, a hidden spot somewhere. Like make that fun. And
yeah,
you in an elevator going to the 90th floor at the Westin. Strawberry, y'all start kissing, blah blah blah. Like make it fun. Like, that's actually dope. We may try that.
That's.
I may try that.
We might
do a but don't let people box you into what they think your marriage should be. Like have fun with it, whatever it is. That's between y'all two.
I totally agree. When you allow other people's idea of what a marriage or whoever example you take of what a marriage should be like, I mean, seriously, it could get you into trouble or it could help you depending on who you're with, right?
Right.
Here's my take on this whole thing with marriage. There's your personality and then there's your partner's personality. And then together you create a whole new personality. So there's like 3 people in that marriage, you, me, and us, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you got to know what energy you're putting in there, what you're allowing. Sometimes when you listen to people, your mother included, it can cause issues in your relationship because guess what? Your mother's marriage is different from what you have. Everyone's marriage is different. So stop looking at other people and what's happening with them. Not saying you can't take inspiration, but don't try to just be exactly like. Everyone is different. So embrace your difference and your partner's difference and make it work. Find your own chemistry. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it just don't make sense. I'm tired of seeing that. I've seen marriages fail because of that, or because of influence of mothers. Oh, my mother said this. Honey, you're married. Your mother's still running your life. Your mother is no longer
even a step further, religion. Like again, you can like people think even like my family grew up Muslim. My grandmother and everybody else was Christian, whatever. Her family background is Christianity and Baptist and all the type of stuff, whatever. But people think just because you believe a certain way that you can't have fun. I see your favorite couples in here, like their channel is about still loving God, but still enjoying life and enjoying your marriage, whatever. And that's why I think people think that they're scared to do certain, again, not just all about sex, but certain acts or certain behaviors or certain things in their marriage because it's not aligned. Does like do what works best.
It's unholy. Yeah.
Like live life. God made this life great, and
don't live in a box.
Like explore the world, explore yourself, explore your marriage, explore her, push her to the limits. She's gonna push me to the limits, whatever that limit is. Again, that's on you. Don't let nobody tell you shouldn't be doing this because of this, or I shouldn't go here because of there. Like explore, like you. Like one time, man, we about to do something on Atlanta. Got this big Ferris wheel, like this big Ferris wheel. I'm like, we should do it right now, whatever. And we like, no, we shouldn't do it here. But then we thought about looking around, like, and we did do it. But it was just the point. Like,
crazy.
It was just us in this little cart. I love it. But we didn't do it. But it was just the point. Like, have fun, explore, be adventurous, take risks, live on the edge. Like, do whatever you gotta do just to do whatever.
Ferris wheel, y'all crazy. Salute. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. That is so hilarious. I noticed on your channel, and you guys, their information is in the description box. You can shop their website as well. And I would like you guys to talk just a little bit about, I see a Mete I cruises. If you would just talk a little bit about what that is. And then I have one more question and we could close it out. So
we've been cruising since 2004, just because we just like to have cruises. Yeah. But as a YouTube channel, last year we decided to throw a cruise for the people who rock with us and support us. So we have the Mete I cruise. This year would be the second Mete I cruise. It's July 25th through the 30th. going to Cabo and Ensenada, Mexico, leaving out of Long Beach. So you want to go to the Mete I cruise?
We would love to have y'all.
Please join us. The website is meteiCruise.com. It's easy. meteiCruise.com. It's July 25th through the 30th. We got a YouTube forum.
Oh, that's your birthday?
Where we're going to come together as power of the Black creatives and to create, build, uplift each other, and to grow on YouTube together. So we got a YouTube forum. We got K Lamar group workout. We got a prom night. Black Excellence prom theme night. We got a Brims and Bourbon night. And we got a lot of different types, all white night. So we got a lot of different activities we got planned. So again, meteiCruise.com for more information on that. July 25th through the 30th.
That's my birthday weekend.
Okay.
That sounds exciting. And I miss my prom, so that would be something good for me to experience.
Yeah.
We have other events that we're working on, but that's just like the name.
Because again, some people, again, they don't, like you missed the prom, right, or because they don't get a chance to
that experience,
or just even in marriage and life, they just haven't had time to just get out, get dressy, and just shut the city down. So again, we want to have relive all that on the cruise.
And what's the price tag for people that want to go?
We have all of it. Everything is on the site. Like the pricing.
Okay.
I believe it's less than $2,000 for a balcony, depending on what type of room type. If you want an ocean view, it may be like $15,000. You want interiors like maybe $1,400 for two people, like $700 a person. Yeah. There's payment plans. You can pay it as you go, and certain deadlines that you got to meet. So you don't have to pay it all up front.
Right.
Okay, guys, make sure you check that out, because based on what I've seen from the last crew, a lot of people connected. They learned from each other. It was phenomenal. I heard it was just nothing but love. I felt like I was there feeling all that love and positive energy. Man, I just heard someone said, oh, who said that we can't come together and not have arguments and just have a great positive time? And it was like that kind of high vibe. And I love that. Yeah. I love
we too old for anything else. Like we too old for negativity, for negative energy. So yeah, this cruise, we won't have any arguments, any beefs, any drama. At least we tried not to. So yeah, leave all that stuff behind. Let's get away for a few days and just enjoy life.
Mm-hmm. I am so with that. So last question before we close it out, right? Just to sum it up, what do you think are the things that makes your marriage the most successful right now? And how can people use some of the things that you do to have a successful marriage?
We always gonna say put God first, continue to pray together, continue to build, respect each other, trust each other.
Don't go to bed mad at each other.
Never go to bed.
We don't try to argue. And that includes going to bed at night. So when we go to bed with each other, we hold each other and we go, like, to me, I can't go to sleep unless I'm touching her. It's like, and if she's not at home, I can't sleep. So like, I got to have her near me, for me to even decompress. Yeah, and so we don't go to bed mad at each other. We stay communicating. We stay being affectionate with each other. Even if I love you. Sometimes I just come in the room, smack them on the butt, and keep moving. But we just keep it interesting. Again, we always laughing, cracking jokes. We
have chill.
Send each other Instagram reels and funnies just to keep stuff going. We try to grow together. We come up with different ways to make money together.
Business mindset, yeah.
And we go on trips. So
we definitely travel.
And it could be to Mississippi, it could be to Alabama. Everybody think travel got to be to New York or somewhere big. It can be inexpensive, 20 minutes away.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But just try to do something. But definitely communication, laughter. Never go to bed angry. Always listening. Always
feel that strong communication. You always want to keep a strong communication. That's really. Anything else you want to add?
No.
I agree. Effective communication is necessary. And I had a specialist come on one of my lives who just only dissect communication in a marriage, how to effectively communicate. So if you have trouble communicating with your partner, that's a stream that you should go and listen to. I mean, it was phenomenal. I learned a lot, and I'm pretty sure you could learn a lot too, because, as good as things are, they could even get better. You just have to open your mind to learning and just seeing different perspectives. So always keep an open mind and an open heart for love and growth. And I think that, you will do well. I'm
Put
so
the
sorry.
egos aside. Put the egos aside and just listen.
Yes.
Put the egos
There's
aside.
one more question that came up, if you don't mind, as you were saying it.
We here. So yeah.
Okay. In regards to the communication, what if someone, and this is something that I've seen, this is why I'm asking it, right? Let's say your partner doesn't communicate well, or they don't want to listen. They always feel like it's my way or the highway. How do you now kind of get them to communicate with you or listen to you or see your side of things? I've seen a marriage dissolve because of this. And if you don't have the answer, it's okay. I'm just asking your perspective.
I'm trying to
I'm just thinking about from our end, if she wasn't a listener or I wasn't a listener, how would I get her? Again, that's why I said life is all about problem solving. So the problem is he's not listening, she's not listening.
Or
how do you solve that?
And accepting the information that's being delivered.
Well, you can't make somebody listen. Like
that's true.
Let's start there. Like if the person's not willing to listen, I mean, sometimes you may have to be vulnerable and just say, look, I'm trying. I don't want it to be this way. I'm willing to give it a shot, but you got to meet me halfway. Like you got to, I'm willing to meet you where you're at, but you got to say something, because that's one of the things that got us to the better place that we at now, because I don't read minds, and I'm too, at that point was probably young, but like, I don't have time to be trying to figure out what's wrong with you. Like, I don't know. I can't, I'm not a mind reader. I'm not Professor X. I'm not gonna sit there trying to use mental telepathy to try to figure out what's wrong with you.
Brother, you make me laugh.
I don't know. So if you don't tell me what's wrong with you, then I'm not going to know what's wrong with you. And if you're gonna keep that in, and so that's why I say it goes back to communication and open up. Don't keep secrets, because open your mouth and say something. If I'm hungry, I'm gonna tell you, can you please make something to eat? If I'm thirsty, if I'm not happy or something, if I'm horny, I'm gonna let you know. Like, let me know what's wrong with you. Help me help you. And so sometimes if you have a person that's not willing to open, and they're not willing to
be open to
maybe get one of his friends involved. Like, hey, Bob, like, I'm trying here. Can you please talk to him? See, like my homeboy or my brother Sabir, he was in here earlier. Like, I just like, hey man, talk to your sister, man. And maybe, and he'll come back, hey man, I talked to her. Or sometimes like his ex-girlfriend, she used to talk to me about certain things, and I go back, look, she said this, man. You got to tighten up and this. And so if he can't communicate, maybe he can get somebody else that can communicate it for you. Right. Just like when you was in 8th grade, 9th grade, you used to write a love note and you scared to give it to the person. So you give that love note to the friend in 3rd period and she'll take it to that person. Like sometimes you may get somebody else involved. Like have them, if he want man enough or woman enough to talk, maybe get someone else that can relay the message and then from there build it. But you can't make someone listen. So it's hard to say if they won't listen. Somebody got to say, you know what? I'm willing to try.
They probably need to work on some communication building projects or something. Like it's kind of hard to
plan some activities.
Yeah, like something that forces you.
Let's plan a picnic. Let's plan a walk, something where it's just me and
quiet
you,
time.
and let's open up. But something has to give. So if you can't plan an activity, then I don't know. But maybe start with
do stuff that doesn't require
icebreakers or something. Yeah.
So,
go to a park.
Just problem solve.
Yeah.
You guys are so awesome together. Yeah, I mean, I love the advice that you guys gave on that. And, it had me thinking about a lot of other stuff too. I think it's really good. And I like what you said. And I totally agree. You cannot get someone to listen to you. So, you got to find ways. And some people give alternative, like, listen, if you don't listen, then
it is what it is. You tried though, but you tried. You get... Communication doesn't mean, sometimes it's not a two-way street, but somebody has to say something, and the other person on the other end, you did your part. I don't know what to do. I tried. So at this point,
after a while, you're either gonna throw your hands up and let them find their way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You see, with love, right? Love has so many different compartments. Patience is one of them, and compassion and understanding. And I should say unconditional love, because you see, sometimes we stop loving or liking a person because they did something that we don't like or we don't appreciate. So in a marriage, you got to learn and decide that, you know what, no matter what, I'm not going to take love away from him or her. You might feel like in this moment, I don't like them, but you're not going to take your feelings or your actions of love away from that person. Because like you said earlier, and that's something I feel too, if my husband and I would separate at some point, I'm in the vibration of I will always love him and wish him the best because I love him. That is my brother. That is my friend. If you know what I'm saying, I have that brotherly, sisterly love for everyone. And that includes my husband, not in a kinky, weird way, but that universal love. And I feel like if we all love each other that way, we could make this world better. We can make this world better. Guys, I could go on forever, but let me close this down. I love you guys.
We love you too.
Will y'all be willing to come back? I want to talk about your business on my business channel because I'm hearing and seeing so much that you're doing that I wasn't aware of. And I really want to highlight that. Whenever you guys have time, we have the whole year to schedule.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah, we'll definitely come back.
Yeah, we have to talk about it because I love business. I admire business, conscious business, people that care about the planet, each other. And you're all about love, and that's your vibration. So and we may have to have a part 2 in this because there's so much more. Oh my God.
Yeah, let us know.
Just let us know.
Yeah, definitely let us know when you want us to come back. We can definitely do a part 2. This was definitely fun. You definitely made it comfortable for us. We're happy that this is episode 1, but we definitely encourage people to rekindle the love. Definitely. Go back to the essence of where it started. Love yourself, because you don't love yourself, you can't love others. Or your spouse, which is again communicate and just have fun. Just take your marriage to the next level. Always try to elevate it. Like you can't just keep it the same. Like no one wants the same cereal every single day. And I ain't saying whatever, but just make sure you just keep it fun, keep it exciting, keep it full of energy, keep it surprising, keep it whatever. Like just keep it going, whatever that going is. But yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. We really enjoyed tonight.
It's been a pleasure and a joy. And with that said, we just concluded the first episode of Healing. Thank you, everyone in the chat, everyone coming after. I hope, in fact, I know that this blessed you in some way. For those that have been married for years, I know it put some fire and some ideas in your belly. For those that are thinking about getting married, I know it's giving you some thoughts as to some of the things you should do before setting that foundation. Set your intentions and know what you're getting into and what you want it to be. You and your partner decide what you want to make it, okay? Any closing words before we close it out? Come again, you were breaking up. You're frozen, I think. Oh, our special guests are frozen. Anwar? Yeah. Could you guys in the chat see them? I see them, but they're frozen. Can you see or hear them, or is that just on my end?
Oh, is that us?
It's us.
Okay, I hear you now, but okay, you're coming back. You're coming back.
I'll just giving you your credit. Like conversation like this is needed. Yeah. Keep it going. Like I said, we need to have more conversation with Black love and the Black community, with people just not giving up on marriage, respecting marriage, having fun. So definitely keep these conversations going. It's a lot of dope couples in here, social couplepreneurs in here, your favorite couples in here, all about the Jacksons in here, keeping up the Griffins in here. Yeah, but definitely keep this type of platform going, because there's not a lot of that I've seen platforms talking about love and marriages and positivity and growing your marriage. So definitely get different perspective. But this was awesome. Keep this definitely keep this going.
Yes, great job. Great job to the host.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And truth be told, I was like, oh my God, I've never done a podcast, but I've been wanting to do it. So this is one of my goals that I had for last year, but I wasn't able to do it, that I've accomplished. So I'm celebrating achieving goals. So woohoo!
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all for being here. Remember,
you
are a healer. You have the power to heal yourself. And these conversations that we're having is going to help you on that path of healing and wellness. Take good care.
Good night.